Welcome to the Clean Water Minute. Today we're talking about the legal protections that exist for clean water and how they've changed over time. Join us in the courtroom. The Clean Water Act is a cornerstone of America's environmental protections. When it was signed into law in 1972, the act revolutionized America's responsibility to protect and restore the waterways that communities and ecosystems rely on. It established the framework we use to regulate pollution in water and gave the Environmental Protection Agency the authority to set and enforce water quality standards.
So all in all, it was a pretty perfect law that addressed all kinds of water pollution.
Objection! What about non-point source pollution? The Clean Water Act does a good job of addressing point source pollution, where pollution comes from a clear, discrete source like a factory or a wastewater treatment plant. This type of pollution is illegal without a permit. Non-point source pollution, where pollution comes from more scattered sources and is carried to waterways via runoff, is harder to address. States are charged with handling non-point sources of pollution and often rely on polluters taking voluntary action to mitigate pollution.
Well, at least we can all agree about what the Clean Water Act protects.
Objection! That's unfortunately not true. The Clean Water Act protects the waters of the United States, or WOTUS, but the exact definition of WOTUS has been determined differently by many subsequent court decisions. In 2023, the Supreme Court decision in Sackett versus the EPA drastically narrowed the scope of the Clean Water Act. The court determined that wetlands and tributary streams were not part of the waters of the United States except in extremely limited circumstances. This decision ended protections for a majority of the nation's wetlands and millions of miles of streams.
Wow, that's extremely disappointing. What can we do about it?
Ultimately, we need to put pressure on lawmakers to amend the Clean Water Act to clarify once and for all that this fundamental law protects all wetlands and tributary streams. On a more local scale, we need to support wetland conservation whenever possible and keep a watchful eye over the waterways in our neighborhoods.
Visit iwla.org/cleanwateract to learn more, share your water quality concerns, and view opportunities to voice your support for clean water protections.
Court is adjourned.